All right, so the two ladies that you see here are Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks. If you are a follower of sports media, you should know who these people are. Joy Taylor is pretty big. She's on FS1. She's on the Speak Show with Emmanuel Acho and LaShawn McCoy.
Gotcha.
Taylor Rooks is a sports podcaster. She's also featured a lot on the TNT stuff. I think her base is Bleacher Report. I
Mhm.
think. I think Taylor Rooks is like primarily on Bleacher Report, I believe, but I could be wrong on that. But Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks joined forces to create their own podcast.
Oh,
Um,
whoa.
yeah. And their podcast is called Too Personal. Too Personal. And on a recent episode of this newly formed podcast between these two lovely ladies, they got on the topic of relationships, and more specifically, they discussed how they don't even want to date a guy who doesn't have female friends. They It's a red flag to them if you're a man and your only relationships with women are women in your family like your mom or your auntie or women that you have sexual relationships with. They think that that's a problem. Like you should be able to maintain platonic relationships with women, and if you're not a guy who has friendly relationships with women, they can't date you. I'm not making this up. This is what they said. So here is
What?
yeah, they don't even want to date you if you don't have female
We
friends.
doing this now? This what's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. So here are Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks explaining why they can't or don't want to date a man who does not have female friends.
I don't want to date a man that doesn't have any female friendships.
Bingo.
I don't want to date a man who only gets input from other men and who has all women in two categories: your mother or your aunties, or someone I want to sleep with. You have to have a broader spectrum on women and their value in your life if you're going to be with me.
Totally.
This can't be real.
Only getting information and opinions from other men sounds terrifying.
Terrifying.
So I encourage that to not be what anybody does ever, but you're totally right, because the more we keep talking about can you have friends of the opposite sex, the more I start feeling like everybody is like primal animals in a zoo. You literally cannot physically be around someone of the opposite sex without just like your clothes coming off. Like, I don't do it. I don't, and I would never have any relationship that I'm ever in. Like, I'm not going to tell my partner, you can't be around women. Because if I feel like I have to tell you that, what does that say about what I think you're like when I'm not with you? That I can't trust you to be around women.
Oh my
That,
God.
like, platonically. I would say that says more about my choices and who I'm with. Because I'm never going to feel like I have to control you or I have to monitor the friendships that you are in.
What? What, bro? Hold up. Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold
go
up.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, what is this? So this day Ocho Cinco, this day nightcap. This what we doing? They talk about
Apparently,
sports. They talk about sports and other things.
it's what it looks like. Yeah.
I mean, because I'm speechless here. This is dangerous. All right, first of all, I take offense to this. And this is from a guy. This is not. And this is from a guy who has female friends. Guess what? Guess what, Miss Joy Taylor? Miss Taylor Rook. It don't matter. It don't matter. I wish I could do my most evilish laugh. When I tell them about hey, I got friends. Here's the catch. I'm not attracted to them. Here's the other catch. I don't know for sure because I ain't asking no questions. But they're attracted to me on some level. And it's not all the way appropriate. I don't really dap them up like I dap my sisters. I do. When I dap them girls up like they are my sister, and I'm thinking it's all the way Gucci because this my cuz here. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to do other things. I've never met it. There's somebody like somebody. Now, granted, I understand you know, I understand kind of where she's coming from, but it sounds like she want a sucker. If you always you need balance in your life. You need, I agree, you need balance. You need advice from your homeboys for sure. But you also need a woman's perspective, just to see what part of the planet they're coming from. So it helps to have both. But at the same time, if you sitting there talking this whole talk about trust and I can't let you be out with your friends, to me, this is all bogus, backwards talk for her to have her own male friends. Because you can have your female friends, but I've known Derek here since yeah, I've known Derek here since 2004. So me and him have a special connection. You can have your female friends. Yeah, that's the only time I'm really seeing this type of stuff. But honestly, I've had these conversations with girls that I'm out here vetting, girls that are my homegirls, just trying to see where they heads at when it comes to this topic of having male friends, and I'm always hearing from the women that they think it's okay that they got a male friend. I think I've only heard like one or two girls ever tell me that, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think that can work. I've never been in a situation where it was just like, and I'll go, thank you. So either there's just this absolute lying, just, dog whistling to their other friends. Hey girl, I'm lying. I don't really live like this. Or, they really genuinely believe this trash. I really don't think there's no way that anybody can genuinely believe that there can be two people on the opposite sex and neither one of them find each other attractive and they're genuinely friends. Last thing I'll say, they can be friends all they want, but it's going to be closer to associates. It ain't going to be no hanging out, no buddy type of stuff, because then stuff gets a little weird. So to me, I think this was very strange. I found it very odd. And I think it's dangerous. I don't think people should be hearing that. So, what are your thoughts, man? Do you agree with Miss Joy Taylor and Miss Taylor Rook that, hey, man, these guys out here need to know how to be monogamous with their friends?
Yeah, I think this is an example of people. This happens on both sides. Discussions like this, men will have their perspective and women will have their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And there are conflicting perspectives, of course. But what each side fails to realize is that they are looking at the world through the perspective of their own reality. So what I think they're doing is I think they're looking at the world through a woman's reality. They're not taking into account what a man's reality truly is.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
I don't think that they are doing I don't think that they are paying enough respect to what the reality of a man is.
Correct.
And they're sort of usurping their reality as a woman onto a man's reality to suggest we do this all the time. Why can't you? And I think that that's a grave mistake with respect to this conversation. No, I don't really agree with what they are saying. But as you suggested, women get approached by men all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing with women, the thing with a woman, the reality of a woman is such that they're always going to be in regular communication with men, not because them or those men are trying to make friends with them, but it's literally because statistically speaking, there are so many men trying to talk to women. A woman is getting approached by so many men on a very regular basis that just by the sheer numbers, it's going to work itself out in such a way that a couple of those guys are going to stick as platonic friends, so to speak. But what you're not going to get me to believe is that those guys wouldn't sleep with you if given the opportunity. Like that to me is ridiculous.
Right.
So the thing about it is, if we are going to level the playing field here, they're saying they don't want to date a woman who doesn't have female friends. I'm assuming that they live in a reality in which they have male friends. Now, they are in a reality in which they have male friends, but those guys will sleep with them.
Right.
So if I have my female friends, which is what you say you want a man to have female friends. That's what require that's a requirement for you to date them, is that he has female friends. Please understand that those women want to have sex with your guy. Now, if you can live with that, if you can live with knowing that those women want to sleep with your man,
No.
then fine. Everybody just has a bunch of friends of the opposite sex, and it is what it is. But I don't think in their heart of hearts
No.
they would be able to be content with the ongoing reality that their man's female friends would have sex with them if given the opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I don't really like this, because I feel like it is being disingenuous towards the full scope of the conversation. Like, okay, let's say you do have male friends. Those guys want to sleep with you. Don't get it twisted. Even the dudes who are let's say you have male friends and those guys are married.
Mhm.
Those guys will sleep with you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? You know what they should have done? They should have qualified their statements by saying, I don't want to date a man who doesn't have female friends who have a man. Like, say something like that, because that would give it a little more credence than just saying flatly, I can't date a guy who doesn't have female friends, because that guy wants to sleep with some of those female friends of his. And some of those female friends want to sleep with him too. Just like a lot of your male friends want to sleep with you. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let's call a spade a spade. If we are suggesting that you think or you glean from a man that he can maintain a healthy relationship with a woman based in part with his ability to maintain a healthy non-sexual relationship with another woman, please understand that that woman does want to sleep with him, just like those guys want to sleep with you, even if they're in relationships. There's some sexual attraction there. In
Right.
my lifetime, in my lifetime, I've had, full disclosure, two women who I would say they're friends. So not counting women who are like much older than me. So I have women in my life who I would say she's my friend, but we're talking women who are much older than me, and they've been married for 20, 30 years and all of that kind of stuff, right? But if we're talking women who are around my age range or younger women, I've had two women who are friends, who I would call friends. One of them I've known since elementary school, and there's never been any sort of sexual chemistry between the two of us. And the other one, we did have a sexual relationship at first, but we figured out how to coexist as friends moving forward, largely because of her maturity, not mine. But the point is, I've only had two. Every other woman who has introduced herself to me, approached me, said hi to me, been nice to me throughout my entire life, they wanted to sleep with me.
Exactly, bro.
So what am I supposed to do? Put them in the friend zone? Was I supposed to cognitively turn away from their sexual advances and say, "Oh no, I'd rather be your friend because I want to be able to maintain platonic female relationships"? No guy does that. And to suggest that men should be on that, is it shows me that you are disregarding what the reality of a man actually is, what a man's reality actually is. You look at life from the prism of your reality as a woman, which is fine, but don't superimpose that reality onto the reality of a man. We live two completely different existences. And I feel like women forget that. Like they really, like, a lot of women forget we are not the same. We don't live the same reality. We don't. I've been approached, and I listen, there have been, throughout my life, it's been dozens of women that have come and gone through my, it's been a lot. Okay. None of them have just wanted to be my friend. None of them.
Exactly.
So what was I supposed to do? None of them have wanted to be my friend. So is that my fault because they didn't want to be my friend and I couldn't have a platonic female friendship? I don't exactly know what they're suggesting with these comments. The only thing that I can take from this is that they are disregarding the actual reality of a man.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I can conclude from this. Because if you understood the reality of a guy, unless he's a guy that women just find completely unattractive, no guy lives that kind of reality where they just have an ample amount of female platonic friendships. And if it is a guy like that, you wouldn't date him either.
Exactly. That's the part about this that's so wild to me. You know, your favorite thing, or one of your favorite, echo chambers. That to me sounded like, like, have you ever bounced these thoughts off of somebody else's head before you went on air and said this? This the part about it. My thing is that I feel like it's dangerous, is because I feel like there's some sisters out there that's just gonna take that and run with it. Again, this is from a guy that has female friends.
I got two.
Yeah, I could say I got two, 1.5.
Yeah. One
Yeah,
and a half. Yeah,
one
I would say I have 1.5 because one of them I slept with.
yeah, so it's like 1.5, but still, it's you know what I'm saying. For the one that's solid, that's my dog. That's my dog. But she's so much my dog. We don't talk like that, and that's just fine. I'm talking about these clowns out here that's gonna try to run some game on me. That me and my homeboy about to run and get some coffee. No. See, and that's my thing. The only reason why she would try to disarm me like that, Bob, you can have your female friends so long as she can have her male friends. I swear this is where Mrs. Taylor and her friend are coming from, especially Miss Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Because she's the one that said it. The other one just co-signed. But yeah, man, this comes off as, hey, man, let me do my thing, whoop de whoop, and all this other trust stuff. Like, nah, I don't care. We're not in middle school no more, and that excuse ain't flying no more. That's like telling me you got 3 bodies. I'm not buying this. So it's like, hey, man, it is what it is. I ain't no fool. I wasn't born yesterday. If I started talking to a girl and we interested in one another, but she tried to play this my homeboy card, I know I ain't replacing, bruh. He ain't going nowhere. He been here through the last 4 dudes. I'll just be the 5th. So my whole thing is, I'm not playing with y'all little game y'all got running here. You know what I'm saying? So either I be a homeboy and get it for free too, or I'm kicking rocks. So yeah, man, to me, this is just dangerous rhetoric. I don't care for it. I didn't use dangerous rhetoric in a while, but this is to me, this is dangerous rhetoric. I feel like people should be mindful and mature nowadays and just understand that the opposite says the opposite for a reason. I mean, sometimes, last thing I'll say, sometimes it be like, you know what I'm saying, work situations. You know what I'm saying? It just be convenient. It just be whatever. This isn't your, you know what I'm saying? You weren't gonna take this, top of the list, but it's just, y'all comfortable. And then next thing y'all know. So things just be happening, man, because people are hanging around each other. So no, I'm not buying this stuff. This has nothing to do about a weak will of a man, as much as it have anything to do with a weak will of a woman. So this is her not having enough male homeboys to understand that there's guys out here that are just trying to be friends with girls, and they don't want that. So it's women that are out here doing the same, violating too. So yeah, man, I'm not buying this garbage. I couldn't believe they need like a male on set, to help balance it out.
Yeah. That's the thing is I just think that they, and I really do, in my opinion, women make this mistake often where they have lived as women for so long that they don't understand, or rather they've forgotten that men and women live completely different realities. We live a different existence. Like I remember last week we was talking about Giselle Bundchen and Tom Brady, and I brought up how, my girl, she had a problem with the fact that a girl came up to me in the gym to ask me for workout tips, and she didn't like it because, and this was coming from her. She's a woman, and she was like, women don't do that. Women don't do that. She was like, women don't do that unless they are interested in you. Like a woman is not going to come up to a random man in the gym on some one-on-one stuff like that unless she is interested in you. Women don't do stuff like that, which is why it rubbed me the wrong way because I'm a woman and I know women don't do stuff like that. And so my thing was like, okay, that's fine, but let's also remember, you tell me on a daily basis that you go to get your breakfast from you know what I'm saying, you go and get your breakfast from Colada, and the cook man hand delivers your breakfast to you and makes you and lets you get it for free. You tell me this on a daily basis. So what are you saying? That I believe that guy's just doing this for friendly purposes? Like this guy, you tell me all the time that when you go into this place, you order breakfast and he comes out the kitchen to bring you the food to you and he don't make you pay? Come on, man. And then on top of that, when you be in the office and you be doing your job, you have people, men, coming into the office to bring you gifts to show appreciation. And that's friendly. So the guy who brings you a bottle of wine, and the guy who brings you the gourmet popcorn, and the guy who brings you the gourmet bread, they're just doing it because they're nice. And you tell me this stuff. So what do you think? What do you think my response is going to be when you tell me you have an issue with the girl asking me for workout tips at the gym? Let's remember, we do not live the same reality. Please keep that in mind. So you're aware as a woman, we don't live the same reality because you know that when she did that, she actually did it because she had something else on her mind.
Correct.
Okay, so you understand this, and the rest, I believe these two women understand this too.
They know. That's what I'm saying. They playing games.
They know it. They know it. They just want to be able. Yes, I agree with you. This is all a posturing effort so that they can maintain their Rolodex of male contact. And listen, and look, it is what it is. It is what it is. Just do not hit me with rhetoric like this because it really is bullshit. Look, like it really is. Like I am 37 years old. I am 37 years old. There have been so many women who have approached me throughout my life, and vice versa. Those women did not want to be my friend. They didn't want to be my friend. None of them. Okay, it's a two-way street. You want to tell me that as a man, I need to be able to maintain platonic relationships with women? Well, why don't you tell all those women who approach me to try and be platonic? Tell those women to not come up to me on some non-platonic stuff, and maybe we can talk afterwards. Those women don't want to be my friend any more than I don't want to be their friend. This works both ways. They don't want to be my friend either. So yeah, I just think that these were goofy comments.
I don't know. Again, bro, I don't know what planet. I don't know what that was, but try again, Joy, man. Like for real, like we too old now, man. Like we can't go for that. Yeah, I know I ain't going for that.
She's smart. Otherwise, she's smart. You know, I'm a fan of her work. You know, I don't really see Taylor Rooks as much, but I see Joy Taylor a lot because I like the Speak Show. So I'm a fan of her work. She's a smart person.
Yeah.
I just think these are goofy comments. Like I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
She's trying to disarm you. Don't play with me.
Yeah. I find it very hard to believe that she's gonna, because you've heard that whole thing. Women find it attractive. Like women find men attractive who other women find attractive, right? So you want to be with a man where there's a plethora of women that they don't find attractive or that they wouldn't want to be with. You wouldn't even want to date that guy anyway. So I don't know. There's a lot of layers to this thing, but I just think that those were goofy comments, yo.
And honestly, bro, if there's some dude running around here just being super platonic to every female that he encounters, like, dude, that's the man you want.
Exactly.
So, like, come on, let's be realistic, Joy.
Yeah.
Try again, Miss Taylor.
Yeah. I'm still a fan of you. I'm still a fan of you, Joy. I just disagree on this one. We disagree.
Ain't no shade. You know what I'm saying? Just underscore Dogon underscore at
Yeah.
Ain't no shade. We can be friends all day.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta try you.
Yeah, we just disrespect on it. We just disagree on this one. That's all. Shouts out to Joy Taylor, brother of Jason Taylor, and all-time great Miami Dolphin. I'm always have love for Joy Taylor.
Go Fins. Skirt,
Yeah.
skirt.
Yeah.